Hello, everyone. Welcome to Stan&Chelle show. How do I know if becoming a bridge maintenance engineer is right for me? Today we have our special guest, Mr. Junior Senat. They'll give us more detail about this profession. Hello, Mr. Senat. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good, Stanley. It's good seeing you. I'm looking forward to our conversation and hopefully sharing our experience with your viewers.
I think you appreciate that. Our first question for the day. Why did you decide to become a bridge maintenance engineer?
It is a process started early on, uh, even in grade school, in through middle school, high school. I was always have a passion for science, math, and physics, working through those different uh, subjects. But I always wanted, somehow, I always wanted to be in a profession where I help the public. And I was looking very strongly at becoming a trial lawyer and becoming a defense lawyer and helping people. Uh, it was one of the options. And I think towards my last year in high school and first year in college, I like to have different options. And I was looking at those two options, looking at the time it takes, and then what subjects I'm very strong at. And I decided to go into the engineering field. That was when the decision was made. It was between my last year in high school and first year in college.
Yes. So from trying to become a lawyer to change for engineering, so that's the way it is. So our viewers, you can always have choice. Look at your strong point, and then the one that you feel stronger, you can go for it. So, Mr. Senat, what does a bridge maintenance engineer do?
As a bridge maintenance engineer, you are responsible for the inspection and maintenance of bridges, structures through a specific area. In my case, I oversee bridges and structures to a district that cover over 9 counties. Just like I always bring it that way, just like your car, the bridges, all the infrastructures out there, they need some kind of inspection and maintenance to make sure we upkeep them and make sure they are safe for the public. Because a job of a bridge maintenance engineer is to making sure that the infrastructure that the public is using every day, the bridges that you drive over, the stretch of roadway that you drive through, it's safe. So when you're driving, so you can just cruise through and no problem. We take care of that for you.
Mhm. So thank you for making our life easier and faster and better. So what do I need to do to become one?
First, definitely you need to have the education. Uh, a bridge maintenance engineer is a sub-discipline of a civil engineer. So you will need to get a bachelor degree in civil engineering. And then you will also need to have the experience working either on bridge construction, bridge design, and roadway design to help you becoming a bridge engineer. And once you have some of those, and also being a bridge maintenance engineer, it requires a license. You need to have a professional license. You're probably gonna see some acronym behind different people's name where you see PE. So it's a professional engineer. You will need to have a license to be able to serve as a bridge maintenance engineer and serve in this position. But definitely you need the education and the experience. And a lot of that, depending on the company that you work for, you're gonna have to start from the entry level and then work your way inside the department or inside the company before becoming a bridge maintenance engineer. It's an exciting discipline, exciting profession to be in.
Oh, okay. So you get your degree and then you go take the test to become a professional engineer, or there's anything between the professional engineer and the degree?
Yes, definitely. the basic one that you need a Bachelor of Science in Civil Engineering. Once you have that, you can go and work for any company, whether a public company or a private company. But there are two, in order to get your license, there are two tests, two exams that you have to pass in order to have the professional engineer's license. The first one is EIT, or engineer and training exam. This one you can take it while you are taking your classes and becoming a regular civil engineer, getting the bachelor degree. You can take that one, and then the professional engineering exam. That one, depending on the state you are, you can take it while you're still in school, or after school, once you obtain 4 years of experience. No matter what, before you get the actual license itself, you need to have 4 years of experience working for an engineering firm, or engineering or transportation agency, or working under a professional engineer to get those certification and becoming a professional engineer.
Okay, awesome. So if I understand, you get your bachelor. From your bachelor, you can take your EIT or school, and after 4 years, it's depending on the state that you can go get your PE license, the professional engineer license. Okay, interesting. So how many years of schooling that do I need to get the civil engineering degree?
To become a civil engineer, it varies between 4 to 5 years, and it can be more. And I've seen cases where people taking it in 3.5 years. Those are probably people who took a lot of classes. I mean, up to 6 classes in a regular semester, and then probably 2 to 3 classes in summertime. But most civil engineers, they obtain their bachelor degree in 4 years. 4 years, 4.5 years. That's how many years that you need to become a civil engineer.
Okay. Can you tell the listeners like which school they can go? They go to a technical school, or what kind of school? Or can you tell about the school that you went, if you don't mind?
Yes. To be, you have to go to a school that offer the civil engineering degree, and you can always start at a community college and do your AS degree, which is a associate in arts, AA degree. I'm sorry, not AS, AA degree, associate in arts degree, to prepare yourself. If you have a community college near you, you can go to that, or you go straight to a 4 years university. Once you go to those, if you go to a community college, you will just spend the first 2 years, and the second 2 years you will go to a certified engineering school or university that offer it. And usually there's some accreditation, because being a civil engineer, it's a very noble profession, and it is very well known. It's been around. The name civil, it's second to it's probably it is the second oldest engineering field. It's second to the army. The army engineering was pretty much, the military engineering was pretty much the first one, because the military was using it to design, build their infrastructure. And after that, then they realized they need some professional to design, build, and maintain infrastructure for the public. So that's where the name pretty much civil, to pretty much serve the civil society pretty much in that aspect.
Okay. And the school that you went, if you don't mind?
Yes, I mean, I'm sure you already know. I mean, we are alumni of Florida Atlantic University. I was fortunate to go there. It's a great school. We have a lot of memories from there. And being an engineer, there's a lot of interesting thing. One thing that I like about being an engineer is that going to engineering school, a lot of time you will get a lot of problems, that you go to sleep hoping that it's being solved, and then when you wake up, you still got to go and try to solve it. So and
Mm.
that's why being an engineer, you always, a lot of time you work in teams, or always have different conversation with other classmates as far as okay, how did you go about certain things? And it is a very great profession, and I think if it is something that someone out there wants to do, and you want to be involved in building design of bridges, waterways, buildings, it is or water resources also, it is a very good profession to pretty much go for.
Awesome. So, listeners, if you live in Florida, close to Boca Raton, check that school, Florida Atlantic University, and hopefully you'll get a good degree and learn well, especially from what Mr. Senat just told us about the school. So, Mr. Senat, what are the challenges that you encounter as a bridge maintenance engineer?
As a bridge maintenance engineer, as some of you will know, there's so much problem with our infrastructure throughout the country, and we only have limited resources. And a lot of time we also have a shortage of manpower also. As a bridge maintenance engineer, the challenge is that to make sure that not only you have the manpower available to help you inspect and carry the maintenance work on structures and bridges, but also being able to use the limited fund that is allocated to your section to do that. And it's gonna be a process where you're picking this one. Okay, I'm gonna fix this one this year, and this bridge can stay for another 2 years or another 4 years. And it is a process, and I think one of the main challenges being able to use with the limited resources that you have, and being able to make the necessary repair, and also working in teams and project management, being able to go through different inspection reports and determine, okay, what kind of repairs or recommendation that you want to make to make sure you keep your structures in great shape and safely, because safety is our number one priority as a bridge maintenance engineer. Our job is to maintain, inspect, and making sure all our structures are safe for the public to drive over, and that's what we do.
Okay, so the challenge is mostly economical, if I understand.
Yes, it is economical. It is being a good project manager. You have to be able to work with different sections, because you will reach out to different sections and say, hey, I would like to get this done. This is why, in making your cases pretty much why you should address this structure before this one. And it is a process. As being an bridge maintenance engineer, a lot of time you work for a government agency, you will get a lot of requests and a lot of calls coming through your section, and saying, hey, I drive over this bridge and my tire, there's a problem on this bridge. So you have to, okay, let's assessing it, what's the issue there, inspecting it, and responding. And I think the challenge is pretty much using the limited resources and the manpower to accomplish your goal in carrying out emergency repairs on time, and project management definitely, and being able to work in team. So those are some of the challenges of being in this position.
Okay, those are the challenges. And about the reward for being a bridge maintenance engineer.
Yeah, being a bridge maintenance engineer, one thing that you have, you're in a position to get a decent salary, definitely. And not only you got a lot of different certification that you get and recognition that you get from your peers. And it is very broad in terms of the exposure that you have. And I think being a good bridge maintenance engineer and doing what you're doing well can definitely propel you, not only to venture in running your own company, but also ready for promotion within a company or within a government agency that you work for, a transportation agency. So those are some of good rewards, and they usually have good pension benefits, and pay is not bad, in vacation time, but it is a great profession to be in.
Mm, okay, okay. So talking about promotion, how far can you go in this field as far as promotion?
You can go as far as running the whole transportation agency pretty much, as long you have the education. And also it's always good, I always recommend that to all the young engineers out there, to make sure you take the exams and get your engineering, your professional engineering license. Because I remember one advice that I got was that you don't want to be in a position that when a promotion or position is open, that the reason why you're not getting it is because you didn't have your license, because you already did the heavy lifting by going to the school and working through those hard problems to school. And as an engineer, Stanley, I know you know that too. So it's you already do the heavy lifting. And I think once you start getting the experience, because being an engineer, you will start in a company, and then as an entry level, that's pretty much where you will do a lot of work and stuff like that in different projects, and building up your experience from there. But definitely, it's always good to have your license, and then you can go as far you want, pretty much running the company, or starting your own company. So you have that possibility. And I think one thing that I always joke with a lot of other engineers inside my agency, I always say the head boss in my agency, the only difference that we have, he has more experience than me, so we have the same education, and pretty much same license, and that's pretty much it. So the main thing is to get your experience, and you can start your own company, or work for government agents, transportation company, or start your own pretty much a business, and or partner with different engineers. So, or doing consultant jobs on the side too. So you can do all of that as long you have your license, and pretty much providing your services. So
Awesome, awesome, great information. And for our last question for this interview, for someone who decide to go to become a civil engineer, what advice you like to tell that person?
yeah, one thing that I will, because a lot of people don't realize it. Even myself, when I was in school, I did realize it. Your best mentors, you have so much of wealth of knowledge, even from high school all the way to college. You have your professors. They are probably one of the closest mentors that you can have. And they are so smart. They have a lot of knowledge, wealth of knowledge. It's I'll encourage anybody who's interested, any profession, even if you're not doing engineering, always have a conversation with your professors, and have substantive conversation with them, and trying to pick up their brain in different aspects. You have questions, and your counselors, your advisors, it's definitely something that you have to talk to them. And one thing that I'll say, if you're in high school, there's this program called STEM, Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math program. This is a good program to be in. And I think parents also, if you're watching, it's always a good program if your kids are interested in those areas, to enroll them into those programs. It is very good. In the engineering profession, it's in high demand, and they're always looking for more engineers. And even at my at the agency that I work for now, and I talk to a lot of people in the private sector also, they are looking for engineers, and it is a field that is in high demand. And definitely, if you want to become an engineer and and my advice to you is to do your research, especially now with technology, with a quick search, and also set up a meeting with your professors or this Stan&Chelle show. It's a great show, so I think it's pretty much a reference. Shoot Stan or Shell an email or text or something, and drop a comments down there, and definitely they can refer you either to myself or the engineers. I mean, I will be more than willing to share my advice and share my experience and help someone who wants to pretty much pursue this profession. So it is something, yeah, definitely use your resources in school. And also a lot of people, you have family members that's probably engineers. I mean, when uncle or your cousin Stanley come to the house, I mean, yes, you have all the conversation about football games, basketball game, but sometimes you say, hey, do you have 15 minutes? We would like to discuss. I'm looking to becoming an engineer, and what do I need to do? And similar things too. I always open myself to the people who wants to become an engineer. And one last thing I wanted to add, Stanley, if you don't mind, is even if you study engineering in a different country, a lot of times you can transfer a lot of your courses. You don't need to go to start from scratch. And I'll say, for example, if you coming from the Caribbean countries, in European countries, a lot of times all you need to do, you need to find an agency, or a lot of school, they have references for somebody who can do some kind of accreditation, and they will analyze all the courses that you take from the school overseas, and then they will give you credit towards your engineering degree. Definitely, I know there are a lot of people, they probably thinking, okay, since I didn't take all the courses here in the US, can I still become an engineer here? But yeah, definitely you should pursue that. Reach out to the local community college or university nearby, and definitely go there. And there are a lot of people there to help you. So
Awesome. Thank you, Mr. Senat. Guys, like you said, if you have any question, leave it at the comment section below, and I'll be ready to answer your question. Thank you, Mr. Senat, for your time and your precious time. And hopefully we'll get some comments, and then I'll be sending it to you, and then you'll be able to give them the right answer. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. Share to all your friends that you know who doesn't know what they want to do in life, and they're interested in being an engineer. Yeah, we have a contact, Mr. Junior Senat. So thank you again, Mr. Junior Senat. Hopefully it's not going to be the last time you're going to be with us. And have a blessed day, and see you next time.
probably it was a pleasure. And yeah, definitely feel free to reach out. I'll be available anytime. I mean, definitely. We want to help the community, so I think I'm as a professional in the community. I feel they need to really share my experience, and hopefully this was very helpful to your viewers. And like you said, click, share, subscribe to this channel, and you're doing a great job, amazing job. You and Michelle, you guys doing a very, very amazing job, and congrats, man.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. All right. So
All right.
have a good day. Bye.